Fourth quarter, Deebo Samuel. Let's go to the fourth quarter right now. I got my notebook where I take extensive notes.
All right, run us through this.
Fourth quarter, Niners get the ball at 13:30. Third play is 2nd and 10 from the 35. Garoppolo drops back, hits Samuel for 12 yards and a first down, and he never gets the ball again. Never targeted, never gets a handoff ever again. That's about more than 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. What the hell happened? What'd you think?
So when you think of how easy and logical it would be to say, let's turn the ball over to Deebo Samuel, every fan, every announcer, the other team, they all know the game is about him. You would think to yourself, okay, something must have happened. The defense locked him down. They double covered him. They sold out, and they're like, no, they did not take him out of the game. Kyle Shanahan did.
Yes.
They had no answer for him. And like in Raheem Mostert in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs had no answer for him. Kyle Shanahan spontaneously decides, you know what? I'm going to take the ball out of the one guy they have no answer to and end the game.
Yeah.
It's like he has a phobia of winning or something.
I agree. It's totally self-destructive. Deebo Samuel is the reason you're as far as you are. Can you take your ego out of it and just let him continue to drag this team as far as he can? Like what you did in Chicago, I was there. The season was about to be over. You were losing at halftime to Chicago. And then there was like a 3rd and 27, and you had the bright idea. Why don't, instead of just like handing off to Hasty and punting, why don't we just throw a screen to Deebo and see what happens? And he converted. 80-yard gain. So you couldn't have done that. Like to me, I was watching the film yesterday with Jack, and what happened was the offensive line just got destroyed in the fourth quarter. Well, where were the screens to Deebo? That was your best play of the game, a 44-yard touchdown to Deebo where he made 5 guys miss. You couldn't try that again? You didn't do it one time, not once.
That was impressive. It was pathetic the way the Rams were trying to tackle him. Yeah, that was classic Deebo.
If you throw a screen to Deebo on the perimeter, the offensive line is not an issue. Also, none of the runs that Deebo Samuel tried in the game worked. They were scouted out. There was a 6-man front. They should have thrown 15 screens to Deebo in this game. It was open.
I don't understand the lack of adaptability to this game. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan is thinking. I don't know what he will say as far as like, why would I take Deebo Samuel out? I mean, everyone can see the tape. There's no reason. It's not like they could have stopped the screen. It's not like they can. I mean, Jalen Ramsey occasionally could one-on-one with him, but not every time. As I've always said, good offense beats good defense. You never win as a defense. That's why there's points on the board. As a defender, you get beat. And why not give Deebo Samuel a chance to win this game? And the other thing is, too, it's like especially on the final drive, these passes behind the line of scrimmage, these short passes underneath and things like that, the Rams were more than happy to allow us to take those passes underneath, and we still did not make them.
The thing, though, like with Deebo only getting 1 touch in the fourth quarter, I try to use like a basketball analogy here. In an elimination game, for your season to end because you couldn't get the ball to Deebo more than once in the final quarter when you had a 10-point lead, it's like the Warriors being eliminated in Game 7 of a playoff series, and Curry gets 1 shot in the fourth quarter. How did that happen? You can't let that happen. You can't let your season go down without your best player getting a say. That's
why I said,
that's what happened.
Who was it? Was it Richard Sherman that says ride with who you got? I mean, that's the point. It's like this is the team. And the thing is, I said it in the middle of the season. I did not think the 49ers were a Super Bowl team then. In the playoffs, I did not think they were a Super Bowl contender. What I thought is that they were a Deebo Samuel team with a great defense. And they don't have the quarterback. They don't have the offensive line. But they do have Deebo Samuel. And I think they were riding a dream. And I hate to say this, but like George Kittle, I don't think Deebo's going to be better next year. How can he be? How can he eclipse this year? The other thing is, defenses are going to basically say, beat us with someone else. Deebo's going to be one-on-one. It's going to come down to how good he is rather than how they can scheme him. The scheming is going to be gone.
Sybilla, can I make you cry real quick? How many touches do you think Deebo Samuel got in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl?
I don't recall, to be honest with you.
Take a guess.
3?
None. 0.
Yeah.
0 touches in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. 1 touch in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game. I was over here for months praising Kyle Shanahan, saying, this is a new Kyle. Kyle 2.0. He's grown. He will not squander a lead in an elimination game. If he has a lead, he's going to feed Deebo Samuel until they win. And if he had this growth 2 years ago, they would have won the Super Bowl. And again, he loses the same way. If he had just fed Deebo in the fourth quarter of these 2 elimination games, they'd have been champions 2 years ago, and they'd be going in to beat Cincinnati right now. It's Kyle's
That's
fault.
the thing that's most annoying about this loss. This is the easiest Super Bowl matchup I have ever seen in all of my life of watching football. These Bengals against Deebo Samuel would have been hilarious. I would have probably just left in the third quarter to go make lunch. I mean, this is the biggest missed opportunity I think in 49er history. I really do.
Deebo should have 2 Super Bowl rings
because in the end you lost to Mahomes, but now you lost to Sean McVay and his Rams, who you are 6-0 against, and you were leading by 10 points in the fourth quarter with Deebo Samuel. It just
He should have 2 Super Bowl rings. He's been the best player in the league for a while, and Kyle gets in his way at the wrong time. At the wrong time. Other times all season, he enables him. He sets him up to be an All-Pro. In the fourth quarter, with the season on the line, it's like he forgets he's on the team. That's great, Kyle. You should have 2 rings. Deebo Samuel's the best player in the league. You took the ball out of his hands in 2 consecutive elimination games in the fourth quarter. That's your fault. That's like Steve Kerr saying, you know what? Season on the line. We're running our offense through Andrew Wiggins. Word? Not Curry. No, Curry. What we want you to do is send an entry pass to the post and then go to the corner and stand there, and we're going to run our offense through Andrew Wiggins. Okay. But no, he's not an idiot. I'm not calling Kyle Shanahan an idiot, but under pressure, man, he makes some crazy decisions that are very uncharacteristic of him or any good coach. No Deebo in the fourth. Wow. 1 touch in 2 elimination game fourth quarters. That's crazy.
It is. And here's the thing, that I think the definition of stupid is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Insane.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's
but you'll be happy to know that Kyle Shanahan yesterday said that he would make every decision exactly the same.
All right, well, I have another one he should not make the same in the fourth quarter. 2.5 minutes left to go, and it ends up in a defensive stop. So you have the 2-minute warning, and he doesn't take a timeout. So they give the Rams 32 seconds. That's
the hyphy ambassador says new season, new intro. Grant Kern won hella loud. No, that intro is obnoxious, and it's got to stay. Taking the ball out of Deebo's hands and trying to make an injured Jimmy Garoppolo the hero right before Black History Month, 2 things that make you go, man, I hadn't thought about that. But I don't understand why they let Deebo be the hero of this game. He was the hero of the season. Why can't he be the hero of the game? They really wanted Jimmy to be the hero. Is it the same thing in the Super Bowl? We got to make Jimmy the Super Bowl MVP. Oh, but you didn't. He's not equipped. I don't get that. I don't know if it's a race thing, but I don't get it. Do you think Mike McDaniel should avoid getting the Dolphins head coaching job now that with what's come out? Yes. We're going to talk about that. Yes. Voice ad agency says, first off, Grant, you get too many shout outs. So shout out to Sybilla and thanks to your amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We talked about Jimmy Garoppolo 300-yard games. Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't have as many 200-yard games without Deebo long runs. Man.
Yeah, the Yak Bros. I mean, it's Ayuk, it's Kittle, it's Deebo, it's Mitchell. They do pad his stats. Imagine if you did not have those 4 players on this team and he was passing to Marquise Goodwin and a bunch of backups and things. Jimmy would not have many 200-yard games, I fear.
I did the numbers midway through the season, but I'm sure anyone out there that wants to do math, look up Jimmy Garoppolo's numbers in games that Deebo plays and numbers in games that Deebo doesn't play. And I think his career rating with Deebo is around 100 and his career rating without Deebo is around 90. That's a fairly significant split from one player. Absolutely. Hey, his agent should know that too, use that against the Niners in the negotiations, man. That's your value. Hard for me to blame Kyle too much in the 2 seasons where the team was healthy, NFC Championship and Super Bowl. And that's with Jimmy. I think there's probably 26 NFL teams that would take Shane over their current coach. It's true. We're not saying he's bad. He's an enigma. But the thing that's, to me, not upsetting, but troubling is no matter how good he coaches, how well he coaches, how good the team is, how healthy the team is, how far they get, you still got to wonder if he's going to ruin everything with 3 bad decisions down the stretch, right? He's done it 3 times in his life. He's not even 45.
So I absolutely agree. It's one of those things where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's no reason to let him walk. There's no reason to trade him. But I remind people, he has the 2 most humiliating defeats in Super Bowl history.
Yes.
He's got the biggest lead blown against Tom Brady. I guess we can write that off. But it was a huge lead.
Yes, it was
And
25 points.
He did the same thing. He had Devontae Freeman in the backfield and canned him. Then in our tenure, his tenure with us, we all know that it's I believe that at that point in the fourth quarter in NFL history, I think there were 152 prior attempts to win a game with that lead, with that much time left, and the teams were 152-0.
Oh man.
Now they're 152-1. So I don't know how many other coaches coach those games, but the bottom line is those are some bad statistics. And it's one of those things where we got there, like you say, because of Kyle Shanahan and this team. But then he takes us right out of it with not relying on his team. And it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. And it's to me, everyone on the team was like, what a great season. We exceeded expectations. I'd be bitter because I feel like this season shouldn't have ended here. It ended because of, once again, Kyle Shanahan made some erratic decisions in the fourth, and we lost the game we should have won. I would have a very
absolutely, and that's why it's not going to be pinned on the individual play of anyone on this team. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo to me is the biggest culprit as far as low performance on this team, but it comes down again, yes, the coaching, and it was so
fundamentally if you take Deebo out of the picture,
a play call here and a play call there. It's a philosophy of taking the ball away from Deebo, putting the ball in Jimmy's injured shoulder and injured hand, and not even managing the clock, not even knowing when to use your timeouts. That's called choking because Kyle Shanahan knows better. He's better trained. His father taught him better. He's been around Super Bowl squads and Shannon Sharp and all those guys.
He doesn't do stuff like that in October, November. It's only when it's really what they call nut crunching time. Sheep NL says, I wish you could ask Kyle Shanahan how Deebo had one touch in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I wish I was in LA too, but I had COVID. I officially don't have COVID anymore, though. Passed the test last night. But now there's a new strain I heard, BA2. So I'm going to stay inside for the next 6 months.